Well, it's Diane here. Just wanted to do this little video. I prefer to do videos because in that way people can see me, and I'm also able to show my desktop and be able to do kind of like a little mini class to explain how essential oils, how they work, why it is this so powerful and so effective. And now I know you've been going through a lot of stuff with your husband and yourself, and that you initially came on my case study with weight concerns. And just from talking to you, I know that a lot of that has to do with stress. The weight is really connected. I mean, it's very clear, and that it's connected with that. I mean, you've had a lot of stuff going on with you: brain cancer 8 years ago. Then back surgery, and now with your husband and the anemia and all that. So I can really understand where that's coming from. So first of all, I want to do, what you're seeing right now is a brochure that I normally give out to folks in a class, an hour-long class that I do that teaches folks about oils. But I just want to give you a little mini class. I want to be mindful of your time, but just want to cover some basic points on that. And I'll have this brochure. I'll put a link on that below so you can have that for your reference. But then after I give, I'll go over a little bit on this. I want to talk a little bit about your particular concern and some recommendations that I have for that. Okay. So let's go ahead and make this a little bigger. There we go. I think that would be good. Okay, so if we're looking over here on this section over here where it says natural, we can see what is the peppermint leaf plant, okay? This is the peppermint leaf, and then we see it magnified. And so understanding why essential oils are so important is understanding how these essential oils are made for the plant. Now, it's a byproduct that the plant makes. And as we can see here, when it's magnified on the peppermint leaf, these white sacs are the essential oils that the plant has made. So why do the plants make these essential oils? Well, they also get bacteria, they get virus, they get fungus. So in order to be able to protect itself, it has created these essential oils. Not all plants make essential oils, but the ones who do are referred to as therapeutic plants. And you can really tell the difference between a therapeutic plant and one that doesn't produce essential oils, because you can see just how healthy it is. For instance, if you've ever grown peppermint or any type of mint, you just kind of maybe just put a seed there or one plant, and the next thing you know, it's taken over. And it's taken over and it looks so healthy. Why? It's because of these essential oils. It doesn't really need your help once it starts actually taking off. And in fact, for my plants that don't produce essential oils that I'm growing, I'll actually put in a little bucket, maybe a few drops of one of these therapeutic essential oils, maybe even like peppermint in there, and I'll water my plant with that to help it revive. So very powerful on the way it works. But what it does for the plants, it does for us, but in a much more concentrated version. Because we need a lot of bulk when we're getting the essential oil from the plant. And essential oils can come from the leaf, from the flower, from the stem, bark, from the root. And so we need a lot of that material. And when it's extracted from the plant, it comes out very concentrated. In fact, it's like it says here, 50 to 70% more powerful than herbs. Herbs is what we're used to using with our teas and things like that. But here with essential oils, you only need a drop or two at a time because they are so potent. And we can see the potency by comparing one drop of peppermint oil. You can actually make 28 cups of peppermint tea with that one drop. That's just there so you can understand how potent they are. So now, how do they work? Well, over here on this section over here, effective, we see a representation of a cell. And you notice that the cell has its membrane. And then on the outside of the cell, we see this attack on it, which is bacteria. Bacteria grows outside of the cells. And inside this pink one here is a virus. Viruses grow inside the cell. Now, normally when we have a bacteria and we go to the doctor can give us an antibiotic. And then the antibiotic comes in and takes care of the bacteria. But if we have a virus, what does the doctor normally tell you? He tells you got to go home, you got to wait it out, because there really is no medicine that can cross this membrane here. Okay, the cell will not allow any medicine to cross it. But very different with the essential oils. The body recognizes that as something natural, something beneficial. It'll accept it in, because really when we're chewing vegetables and fruit and things like that, we're releasing the essential oil of that particular plant. So it's just natural for our body to see that as something good. And we see this representation, this little wavy line here. These are the essential oils. And if we're using antimicrobial essential oils like Melaleuca or oregano, there's a really powerhouse essential oil for any type of microbe, then it will penetrate the cell membrane and it will come in and lyse the cell. So it'll just destroy that virus there. And then, the next day you're feeling great. In fact, this is, when anybody in my household or myself is feeling like we've got the bug or something like that, I'll make my own little capsules with essential oils. I'll just put a couple drops of certain essential oils in that capsule. And the next day we're good to go. So very powerful. And we're seeing now more and more essential oils because more studies are coming out showing just how effective they are. And we're starting to see essential oils just about everywhere. We're seeing them at Walmart, at Best Buy, at the dollar store even. So we have to be very careful in where we're getting our essential oils. And the reason is because right now, there is no governing body that's directing what marketers can say on their products when they're trying to sell the essential oils. So they can say, on the bottle 100% pure, when in fact, there's hardly anything that's pure in it. And an example of that is we had a well-renowned chemist in the essential oil industry that actually went out and did tests on the Walmart and the Best Buy essential oil for lavender. They were selling 100% pure, that's what the bottle said, 100% pure lavender essential oil. Found out that the main component of lavender was missing. So if we are using that for something that's really, serious, one thing is for fragrance. And even then, I'd be leery. But if you're using it for something serious, it's so important for you to know that what's in or on the label there is what's in the bottle. If you're using it for, blood pressure or diabetes or anything like type of that to help your body, it's really important that what's in the bottle is what you're actually seeing on the label. Because one or two things can happen. One, it's ineffective. But two, it can make things even worse. So it's really important to know where you're getting your oils, that they are being properly tested. And that's where this part over here comes into effect on the safe part. Because I have researched a number of different essential oil companies, and I have really come to have a lot of confidence with this company, doTERRA. And the reason is that they go and do 11 different tests to make sure that their oils are pure and that what is on the label is what's in the bottle. And so these 11 different tests make sure first that there's no pesticides in there, that there's no additives or fillers or anything that could change the chemistry of the oil and therefore impact its effectiveness. And so they are considered certified pure therapeutic grade. Now, if we look at this little pie chart here, we can see that the majority of essential oils out there in the market right now are synthetic. Synthetic are where we start getting problems. We start getting sensitivities, allergies, because those synthetics, our body does not recognize those things, and they can become a problem to them. So careful on the oils and where you're getting them. Then the other section of them are food grade. That we see. And then another section that you might find maybe in the health food stores are the therapeutic grade. But the certified pure therapeutic grade, you will only find with doTERRA. And again, it's the amount of testing that they do. And in fact, if you look at their oil bottles, you will see a label on there that says supplement fact label on the bottle itself. And what that means, that label comes from the FDA that says that it can be taken as a supplement. It can be ingested. And you won't find that in hardly any essential oil out there, because if the company hasn't done their right amount of testing, they're not going to put that label on that bottle and risk getting sued for not having done all their testing. So that's one other thing I just love about doTERRA's essential oils. Also, they go to the country where the plant grows the best, which means that the plant is going to be that much more therapeutic. And that makes sense, right? Because if you buy avocados or oranges, you normally like those to be imported, like from Florida or from California, because they taste better. The plant grows better there, so that's why it tastes that much better. And just how it would taste better, it also is more effective. So I love that doTERRA doesn't just have its own farms in one area and growing them all there. No, they go to the area or the country where the plant grows the best. Really like that. And that can be, for instance, lemon, they go to Spain. Lavender, they go to France and Bulgaria. Frankincense, they go to Oman, Africa. So that is something that is really important to me. So that one, there you go, is a little class that I want to give you. And like I said, I normally do this class. It's an hour-long class. And this brochure that I'm teaching you off, I'm going to put a link below so that you're able to go ahead and take a look at it and look a little bit more. But let's talk a little bit more about your particular circumstance and your health issue. So let me go to the back here. Okay. So now knowing that, what are recommendations for you? I have two types of recommendation for you. The part with the weight we know is emotionally related, right? But also, there is things going on within your gut, because I always believe that a lot of issues stem from there. And if the gut is messed up, our emotional state is going to be messed up. Our body balance, our weight is going to be messed up, our metabolism. So there are two avenues, and depending on what you want to work with first. I know you wanted to be able to work with restless mind and kind of calming that down with the emotions, and we sent some of the oils for you with that. With blends of with Copaiba and Serenity, and those help a lot and be able to calm that down. So there's the emotional route, working with the emotions and keeping those in check, because when we are stressed out like that, it produces a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol is our fight or flight hormone. And when we have too much of that floating around in our system, it creates weight gain, because it mostly around the stomach area here, because that's where it accumulates. The body tries to protect it from all these extra toxins, so the fat cells come over and absorb the toxins, and they just get bigger. So that's why it happens over here. So we definitely want to work with the emotions. That's one route. And the second route is working at what I believe to be the root of things, which is the gut. So first, let's go on the first route. Let me show you with the emotions. Things that we want to be able to deal with the emotions. Our sense of smell is the only sense that's connected directly to our brain. Out of all the senses, is the only one that's connected straight right into our brain. And it's connected to a gland that's called the hypothalamus. And that's the one that controls all our emotions. And so if we can control or manipulate that, depending on how we're feeling, that would be very empowering and help calm down, the craziness, help calm down the stress. And so doTERRA's got this one kit, the emotional aromatherapy kit. And because our moods, you notice this chart right here, our moods can change several times during the day or during the week, of course. And here, these are oil blends that have been studied to work with these particular feelings. So you can go to the chart and say, I'm feeling, distressed right now, or I'm sad, or I'm fearful, anxious, and know exactly which oil to use. And so this kit comes with a diffuser that's very important when using essential oils. A diffuser is a special type of tool that we use with essential oils, where you put water in it and then add 3 to 4 drops of whatever oil it is that we need, and it goes into the air. When it goes into the air and we're breathing it, we're breathing 100% of that, those components, and then that's going straight up to the brain and being able to help us there. It takes about 30 seconds for it to get in the bloodstream and in the brain. I can hear my bird downstairs. Sorry about that. He's tweeting. So this is a really good one to have, so that we can feel that control over the emotions when we're feeling that overwhelming and wanting to be able to do something about it. So this will be a really good one when it comes to emotions. Now, the second route is cleaning that gut, cleaning those filters in our body, like the liver, the kidneys, the adrenals. And because you've had different surgeries, you've had a lot of medication, a lot of those filters have been clogged up. And not just, that adds to it, though, those type of surgeries and medications, but also just the stress. Stress produces a lot of toxins in us, as I mentioned already. The foods that we eat, they have hormones and antibiotics in them, like the meat and the milk. And so those are playing havoc with our gut, and really doing damage to our good bacteria that's in there. The stuff we clean with, be very careful about cleaning with things like Clorox or Pine Sol or things like that, because those are also killing our good bacteria. Things we put on ourselves, the air that we're breathing, depending on our work environment, So those are things that are really clogging up the system. And so we should be thinking always about doing a cleanse at least 3 to 4 times a year. Think of it. We change our filters in our house, our air conditioning filters. We're supposed to anyways, every 3 to 4 months. But we don't do the same with our body, and we should. We're surrounded by all these toxins. And so this kit that doTERRA has, I love it. It's called the Cleanse and Restore Kit, because it doesn't just clean one particular organ. It cleans all the organs of the gut. And it first starts with building up the body, because sometimes maybe we haven't been eating well. Maybe we haven't been taking the right supplements. So we need to give the body, what it needs. The body was made to heal. But when it doesn't have the tools that it needs to do that, then we end up with all these different effects in our body, in our life, and some strange symptoms and things like that. So first, with this pack, it's a part of the kit. It's called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It's a 3-product in one box, and it includes the multivitamins. And these are made from whole foods, so your body will absorb them. These are so important. Doctors say that no matter how well you're eating nowadays, even if it's organic, our soil doesn't have the nutrients that it once did. So we need to be taking a supplement. And these multivitamins are made from whole foods, so the body recognizes them, and so they're easily absorbed by the body. And that's really important, because there's so many supplements out there and just made of synthetics and just garbage that the body doesn't recognize, and so it goes straight out to the urine. So really important to have a really good multivitamin. And also in this pack is the omega fatty acids, which are so important, especially with inflammation and helping us out with the brain. This is really important. And inside, doTERRA make these omega fatty acids very unique, and they have the fish oil in them, but they also include 9 different essential oils, including frankincense, which is one of those oils that can cross the blood-brain barrier and can help us with inflammation and help us with just the body working together with our emotions. Also, clove essential oil is in there, and that's the number 1 antioxidant of all foods. Clove is the number 1, and we want to be able to fight all those problems that are going on in our body, because we're really oxidizing inside it. You can kind of if you can associate it with a bike that is left outside in the rain, just rusting. That's what oxidation does to our body within. And so that's why it's so important to take antioxidants, and the clove is really good at that. And also the alpha CRS is a cellular repair system that helps with the repair of our cells. That's where our energy, when our cells start to suffer, our energy just goes down, and this helps with that. Now, while it's building up the body, also with this DDR prime, which is the DNA damage repair, which helps, repair our DNA. Just the name says it all. But while we're building up our body this way, now we're cleaning out our liver with these two here, the Zendicrine. This is the complex, and this is the oil. The complex is made from herbs, and this is an oil blend. It helps clean the liver, the adrenals, and the kidneys, the lungs, the skin. Those are some of our big filters in our body. Really important. And then we're going to be doing at point in the cleanses. This is a 30-day cleanse that we're going to be doing. And we definitely walk you through all this with you. But you're going to then be cleaning the intestine, because the majority of toxins that have been built up will be there. So once we've fortified the body, now we're going to go into cleaning the intestine. And after we clean all the junk out of that, we're putting the probiotics, the good bacteria, back in. Okay. Also, digestive enzymes are so important with our metabolism. Again, if when we're talking about weight, it's an imbalance in the metabolism. So we want to make sure to be able to work with that, and the digestive enzymes will do that. And also included is lemon essential oil to put in your water to help with the detox. So this is something that I really recommend to folks, if possible, to start from there, because the oils work wonderfully, especially if they're pure. But they'll work so much better when your filters are cleaned up. And not just one of them, all those filters of the gut. So these are my recommendations for you. And I just want to say thank you so much for being part of my case study. I really have appreciated having you on there. I'm so sorry with all the stuff that you've had to go through with your husband and yourself and things like that, the stress. This might be something to consider for your husband, the lifelong vitality. This has been something with anemia that's been really helpful with a number of different people. They've said that they felt a difference with that, just with this lifelong vitality. So something to consider. And there are some oils that are pretty good with anemia. Cinnamon bark and peppermint are very good for that. Maybe putting it in a smoothie, a drop or two, that can help with that as well. But again, all those things, start with giving your body the right nutrients. All right. Well, you have my phone number. If you have any questions, feel free to call me or text me. Dee is also an expert in many of the things that have to do with essential oils and helping your body out. So she'll be able to answer any questions as well. But again, I want to thank you so much, and I hope that things really improve for you, and that your husband starts to feel a lot better. All right? You take care. Okay. Bye-bye.